So I had a cancellation working from home the other day, and I decided I'd go to the grocery store. And I'm approaching the market when I realize, oh my God, I forgot my mask. And, the market isn't that far from my home, but it's also not that close either. And I have another client that I need to see shortly, so I don't want to turn around. So I just decide I'm going to go into the store. And so I take my coat and I kind of like get it up over my mouth, and I've got my left hand kind of holding it over my nose, and I go into the store. And I'm walking around, I pick up a few items, but I am feeling this shame about not having a mask. And so finally, I get in line, I'm keeping my 6 feet from everybody, and there's three of us in line. And out of nowhere, this guy just comes in and cuts all of us in the line and goes to the register. And I'm thinking, like, I need to say something. I'm going to say something. And I'm just about to say something to this guy. And then I just feel this like shame around, I don't have a mask on. Who am I to say anything to anybody? And so I just wait, and finally it gets to be my turn, and I go to the cash register and pay for my items, and I go to take off my backpack to put my groceries in, and the cashier says just really gently and nicely, it's fine today, but we're really not allowing people to, use their own bags. It's just not allowed right now. And I said, oh my God, that makes total sense. I'm so sorry. I also forgot my mask. And then just out of nowhere, I say, I'm a failure today. And like, I had no self-compassion for myself. I mean, I'm big on self-compassion. I teach self-compassion. I let myself off the hook for like a myriad of things all the time. And it was just so funny that this curious kind of COVID shame just came over me. And the guy checking out next to me, he turns towards me and he has this like beautiful, colorful, handmade mask on. And he says to me, "You're not a failure." So my name is Leslie. And if you believe this is my story, then vote for me by donating $5 to nationalbailout.org. Thanks.
I'm working from home. I had a meeting canceled and I decided I'd take advantage of the time to walk to the grocery store. As I'm approaching the grocery store, I realize I don't have a mask. I could go home and get a mask, but then I'd be late for my next meeting. So I decided I'd just pull my shirt up over my nose and pick up my groceries. It's ridiculous, I know. So I'm going up and down the aisle and I'm very self-conscious about this, getting my groceries, just trying to be invisible. I get in the checkout line and there's three of us in the checkout line. We're all spaced 6 feet apart. Finally, it's my turn. I'm next, but there's still that space. Some dude just walks up and starts unloading his basket on the belt. And I wanted to say something like, "Hello, there's a line back here," but I was still feeling really self-conscious about standing there like this, and I didn't want to draw attention to myself. Finally, I got up, and the cashier is scanning my groceries. I take off my backpack, I start loading the groceries in, and she leans over and says, "Just a reminder for next time, we're not allowing customers to bring their own bags at this time." Of course, that makes sense. I knew that. I just forgot. I said, "I'm sorry. I forgot my mask too. I'm a failure today." I don't know why I said that. Like, I don't see myself that way. I don't see other people that way. I think there's just something about this time. Then the person who is standing in line behind me, he's got this brightly colored, handcrafted mask. He says, "You're not a failure." I'm Steve, and this is my story. And you can vote for me by donating $5 to the Good Samaritan Haven, which is Central Vermont's only shelter for the unhoused. Thank you.
I had a cancellation from working from home last week, and I decided I would walk to the grocery store. So I am approaching the marketplace, and I realize that I've forgotten my mask. It's not that far from my house, but it's far enough, and I do have to be back for my next appointment that I don't want to turn around. So I decide I'm going to go in the store anyway. And I zip up my coat as far as it will go and sort of hold it up as close to my nose as I can with my left hand. And I'm walking around the store, get my few items. I am sort of feeling badly that I do not have a mask on. And I get in line and, standing 6 feet away from the other people around me. There's 3 of us in line, and then all of a sudden this guy just walks in front of all 3 of us and goes to the register. And we're all just standing there, and I want to say something. I almost open my mouth to do it, but partly I feel a little ashamed of myself that I don't have a mask on. Like, who am I to say anything to anybody? So we just stand in line, and I eventually get to the cashier, and she rings up my items, and I take off my backpack to put my things in, and she says really gently, I just for next time, I want you to know that you're not allowed to bring your own bags. We're not allowing that. And I say, oh, that makes total sense. I'm sorry. I forgot my mask too. And then before I could think about it, it just came out of my mouth. I said, I'm a failure today. And this is not something I would normally say. I'm way into self-compassion. I teach self-compassion. I let myself off the hook for a myriad of things all the time. But somehow this curious COVID shame came over me and it popped out of my mouth. And the guy in line next to me bagging his groceries turns to me, and he's got a colorful handmade mask on and says, you're not a failure. My name is Georgiana, and if you believe this is my story, then vote for me by donating $5 to the Youth Service Bureau in Montpelier now.